And finally, New York Times business reporter Andrew Ross Sorkin wrote an article on May 15th that tried to advance the argument that $250,000 actually isn't that much money to make in a year. The complaint is that politicians who advocate raising tax rates on income above $250,000 a year have chosen an arbitrary dividing line. Above it, you're rich and you'll be taxed accordingly. Articles like this are annoying. We're being asked to listen to wealthy people complain that they're not that wealthy once you factor in the private school tuition and the mortgage on the big house. But they're often also misleading, especially when it comes to how much wealthy people pay in taxes. Ross Sorkin mentions a Manhattan father of two with a household income of $262,000 per year who sees his tax bill potentially going up and says, quote, "I don't understand why people like us are lumped in with millionaires and billionaires," close quote. As economist Dean Baker pointed out, if you understand marginal tax rates, you should know that someone making slightly more than $250,000 per year would pay a higher rate only on the income above that amount, which in the case of the Manhattan father would mean a few $100s at most in extra taxes. The article goes on to discuss tax policy and budget deficits, with Ross Sorkin making this point. Quote, "Much of the income of the country's wealthiest people comes from investments, which is taxed at the long-term capital gains rate of just 15%. So far, neither Democrats nor Republicans dare talk about raising the long-term capital gains tax out of fear that it would reduce crucial investments that could produce jobs," close quote. No one talks about raising capital gains tax rates? The Congressional Progressive Caucus's blueprint, the People's Budget, offers an array of options for raising revenues, including eliminating preferentially low rates on long-term capital gains. So someone is talking about it after all. Part of Ross Sorkin's point is that more tax brackets would help clarify the difference between earning a mere $250,000 or, say, many millions of dollars. A fine idea, and also part of the people's budget. If reporters gave it more attention, they might discover that some of the answers they pretend to seek are staring them in the face.